What's up, baby? Say what's up, baby.
I got mommy.
I got baby.
I'm mommy.
And I got Vanessa.
I'm mommy.
I see you. Okay. We're gonna go home soon, okay? Yay. What's happening right now is swabbing her for the all viral test. Then they will call us and let us know the results. But for now, they're gonna let us go because she's super cranky, and it's gonna be hours if we stay in here to get results. So we're just gonna go home, quarantine as usual. Good. I'm just waiting to go, guys. I'm just ready to go. Oh my gosh. You alright, Vanessa? What the heck? Hey guys, as I'm editing, I had to quickly come in here. I'm thinking of something like I'm just super thankful for Christ in my life because I have changed, and I see that in my videos constantly in the way that I react. I am getting better as a Christian. It's a lot of growing pains because when that doctor told me that she was gonna do the test, I was okay with it because she said all she was gonna do was just put in the Q-tip, a long Q-tip, and it was just gonna be a little pink that comes out. It's completely normal. But I did not anticipate to see blood come out, and when I saw blood, it just caused a trigger in me to just go off, like to want to go off, because you told me like you told me pink, but you didn't tell me blood, and my daughter is screaming and I'm already stressed out, and we're trying to bring her here to come get better. So I had to really think in my mind, like, Ruth, don't take this personal. She's a doctor or she's a nurse and she didn't mean it. Just calm down and rationalize and see what you can do next. What else can you do in this situation? Ask questions. So I put my phone on record and I asked questions to figure out what's going on, because I had to remain calm. I had to put the gas mask on me first because my daughter was already freaking out. But after I got her calm, then I turned on the camera and then I relaxed a little bit, and then I was able to think rationally and start asking some questions. But I thank God for being on my side because he kept me, like, I don't know if you guys could see me as I'm putting her shoes in. I was highly upset. I was so upset, you guys, you don't understand. Like, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? All that blood. I did not hear blood coming from other friends of mine that has children that's taken tests before. I have not heard of blood coming out profusely on a toddler like that. That really pissed me off. But I'm thankful that when I did that, also Vanessa kind of calmed down too, so we were all calm and we were able to handle the situation in a more mature manner.
And then was she okay after this? Like, does that happen to the adults too?
It happens more in kids. It does happen to the adults too, though.
Okay. Dang it, man. Can they get it like some other way, like a blood or something?
That's all we have. We can check antibodies in the blood, but that doesn't tell you if she has it. That tells you if she's ever had it.
How long will it take for us to get the results?
A few hours usually.
And if it keeps bleeding, what do I do?
Just squeeze it. It'll stop.
Squeeze it?
Yeah.
It's like a regular squeeze? Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
You give me Donna from me. You did a good job.
You guys heard that. That really messed me up. That was not nice at all. There was blood coming out of my daughter's nose. That was terrible. So if that's the COVID test, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Hang on. You guys, my flesh, it took everything in me, but my flesh don't knock out that lady. She said a little pink thing will come out It's nothing serious. It's just a little bit of blood. There was literally blood leaking from my daughter's nose. But I documented just a little bit of it. So, God forbid, if it gets God forbid if anything happens to my daughter, I have the footages. God forbid if anything happens to my daughter, I have some of the footage, and I will sue the crap out of this hospital. They got me messed up. Like, who does that? That was a little bit too severe. Like, yo, there was blood leaking from her nose. I'll put the footage right there. It's on my snap. But I'm really upset right now because that was crazy. That was like, oh my God. What type of COVID test is that? Y'all didn't have to go in that girl's nose like that. Like, you could, I don't know. I held her hands, and then she went up with the Q-tip thingy, and she just kept going deeper and deeper and twisting and twisting. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and Vanessa was just like screaming, and thank God I'm not too sensitive for blood. I could take it, but I was just like, yo, you said it was gonna be like a little pink, not freaking a blood thing coming out of her nose. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. I'm like highly upset right now. Like, I'm just trying to calm down. So I'm just gonna call you guys back. At least she's feeling better. Like, you know, she's chilling right now. But I'm gonna go to McDonald's, get us something to eat, because we didn't even eat breakfast. We've been at the hospital for 4 hours. Yeah, so they're just running the COVID test on her to make sure everything's straight. I'm highly upset. Like, I feel like crying right now because that was terrible. That was just terrible. You don't do that to kids. That was just, there's other ways that y'all could pull a test for a child. This makes no type of sense. That was retarded. That was crazy. All that blood for what? That, for real? She could have warned me better than that. I would have said, no, there's going to be some blood coming out. You know, like you said, there's a little bit of pink that's going to come on the swab. You did not say that there's going to be blood gushing out. You did not say that. The nose was still dripping after the fact. But there's a COVID-19 test over here too. I'm going to try to take for myself. So I will hit you guys back up later. COVID testing. So I'm on the way to go do the COVID testing for me. I don't even know if I want to do that because I'm like, is that normal? I asked the lady, is that normal for adults to be bleeding? If for people to just be bleeding like that? The lady says, yes, it's normal. So this is the testing site for me. Guys, I'm exhausted. Okay, everyone, as I'm watching the video, I see me just going along with everything, driving to right outside the hospital. There was this COVID testing site. So I drove there like you've seen in the video. And I went there to wait in line to see if, you know, I could get a COVID test since my daughter got a COVID test. And I'm waiting on her results just in case she has COVID. Let me get tested to see if I have COVID too. So I went to the testing center site and I waited for like a good 5 minutes and nobody was showing up. Like, seen somebody walk outside, but they were taking forever. So I pulled up and I was like, is anybody here? At that time, I was on the phone with my cousin talking about what happened. And then I started asking them questions like, hey, is it normal for, you know, these tests to cause, you know, bleeding? And they were like, no, these tests don't cause bleeding. Why? And I was like, because I just came from the hospital and my toddler just got her COVID test and she was bleeding for at least a minute after the test. She was like, there's not supposed to be any type of bleeding. She was like, but wait, the test that we use is a different type of test that goes all the way down to your throat. Maybe the hospital had a different type of test. And then she was like, what did they use? And I said they use a Q-tip. She said, we don't use a Q-tip, we use a tube or something like that, HG something she was saying, and it goes down your throat and then it collects what it needs to. But she said, no, it's not supposed to cause any bleeding. I said, have you ever heard of it causing bleeding? She says, no, not to her knowledge. No, she hasn't heard of any of that causing bleeding. I'm trying to remember what she said all the way. She was like, no. She was like, but if she did take a different type of test, which is the Q-tip test, maybe it does cause bleeding. But she's like, from her experience of even dealing with that other test, and she has yet to see bleeding. So she was like, yeah, she must have went a little too far. She was a little rough. And I was like, yeah, because I've never heard anybody who's taken a COVID test with children come back and say that there was bleeding involved. I know they say that, oh, it was painful, it was disgusting, it felt disgusting, it hurt a little bit, but I have yet to hear bleeding. And the simple fact that my daughter bled, it bled when it went in there, and it bled when it came out, and it bled a little bit to the point that it dripped on the bed. that shows that that's a lot of bleeding to me. You know, it might look light to y'all, but to me that was a lot. Cause I was not expecting that. I was expecting like a little pink, okay, yeah, like you pick your nose, a little pink thing, but not like dripping of blood. That really like blew my mind. And the lady was like, no, that's not supposed to happen. She's like, that's not normal, but it can happen. And she was like, it can happen. So I was like, okay, thank you. And she was like, if you wanna come get your COVID test, you have to call and make an appointment because we're no longer taking walk-ins because the vaccine that's coming out. And I was like, oh, okay. So now I had to go home and do research on the vaccine, but thank God I didn't take the COVID test. It's all good anyways. The test came back negative, so we're all good.